Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I had a message that I wanted to get out. This is like to all of you people out there that think that you're a mistake or that you're here by accident, or I don't know, something like that, okay? I just want to say I want you to take a second, okay? I want you to take a second and I want you to think about your life. I want you to think about how much your life has changed. I want you to think about all the places that you've lived since you were a child, all the people that you've met, everything, okay? Your entire life experience up to this moment that you're seeing this video. And you can pause the video if you need to. Now, once you've thought about that, I want you to also think about your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, as far back in your lineage as you can go. Even if you've only seen photos. And I want you to think about their lives in comparison to how much your own life has changed over the course of your life. And think about the state of the world. Think about the different challenges that they had. And like, for example, my great-grandparents were farmers. My great-grandpa worked on the land for the man who owned it at the time, which that's a whole other thing. We'll get into that maybe some other time on a different message, but he worked on it so long until he saved up enough money that he could buy it. And he did. And then he continued to work that land until he couldn't anymore. And my great-grandparents would go to town in a covered wagon to the market and trade goods. Now I want you to think about how many people there are on planet Earth. How many different lives they're all living. Everyone lives in their own reality while we are collectively living in the same one. And the odds of your ancestry, if anything, one single moment in any of their lives had been different than what it was, you wouldn't even exist today. At least not in this biological life form. Your soul would still exist, of course. But you, your soul being in this body at this moment, in this time, right now, that's not an accident. It's not. So the next time you're feeling lost or not enough or whatever, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about how many different possibilities and how many different changes those people went through in their lives to be able to come together in a single moment in time to create your great grandparents, your grandparents, your parents, and then you. That's a lot of different people living a lot of different lives. That's not an accident. Okay. Now, I don't know what the message is today, aside from that. We're going to get into it and find out, but I did light a candle for the ancestors because they were clearly wanting to come through and say that. Like, somebody needed to hear this message. And I don't know who you are, what kind of life you live, who your family is. I don't know anything about you. But I know that if you came across this video, you needed to hear this. We have, do believe this is the Lovers. Look at that. What did I just say? Look at the heart in the center. And the rainbow. And the two people coming together. We have a snake. An angel. I don't know if it's because it's October or what, but the ancestors wanted to talk, for sure. We have, I don't know. I always think this looks like a nest. It doesn't have to be. But that's just kind of how I always see that one, so. We have Aries. Could be an Aries. You have Aries placements, maybe. And you don't even have to like your family. Like, I mean, we all come here to learn different things, and, you know, we can choose how we show up. And some of us came here to change how things have been done in the family and break the cycles. And that's okay. You don't think anybody else in your lineage did that? Because I bet you they probably did. Sagittarius. So we have Aries and Sagittarius so far. We have the word run. Run. And on the back is the word and. I was hearing run and play, but we have the word full. And on the back is at. We have the word dream, 1055. The word kiss on the back. Run and dream. I don't know. Could be. Okay. We have a love always charm. We have Leo. Could be a Leo. Maybe you know a Leo. Have Leo placements. Could be any of that. We have the moon. Or what I think is the moon. And a bunch of stars. It could just be like a little section of constellation. Although it doesn't really look like a specific one, so. Anywho. We have this mouse with the mushrooms. So we have all three fire signs now. Aries, Leo, Sag. Interesting. Okay. We have a planchette that says goodbye. We have a frog on a lily pad. We have a rhino. An hourglass. Scales of justice. We have a Celtic knot. We have a broom. We have a mirror with a skeleton and a bow. A compass. This one's been coming out frequently. We have the word love. And it has a little heart on it. We have an open heart. That's been coming out frequently too. We have... One of the dogs just sneezed. We have a rose. And we have a single handcuff. Interesting. All right, now we have the letters and the numbers. So, it looks like we only have 2 numbers out here, and they're both the same. So we have 2 and 2. 2, 2. Okay, could be seeing that number. Maybe you are 22. Maybe something happened in 2022. Don't know. All right. We have the letter G. There's a lot of letters here. And I'm not going to do this all. I'm not going to show them all because it's going to take too long. But we have G, Q, which I think GQ came out the other day. Q's been coming out a lot though. L, A, S, T. So we have last. Or is that a J? It's a J, sorry, I lied. So J, G, Q, L, A, S, U, another U, H, another H, and F. Interesting. Okay. Those might all mean something to you, or maybe they don't. We have number 44 at the bottom of this deck, the Rescuer. I'm going to shuffle. We'll see if it comes out again. And I did get the tarot out this time. We haven't used tarot for a while. Overall message, or overall energy for the reading, Spirit. Oh. Priestess of Priorities, number 23, which is a 5. This image is so interesting. I'm seeing this as like your higher self being your eyes. Like, Divine Masculine, the bottom. What's under that? The Exile. Interesting. Yeah, I'm seeing this as like your higher self or a spirit guide, maybe even. Excuse me. Seeing through the eyes of the soul. I don't think I've ever seen this card. Let's see. 23. Sorry. All right, Priestess of Priorities. You're being asked to see with new eyes as you view your life situation right now. The temptation will be to address all the needs and concerns that feel urgent. We often make the mistake of trying to solve or resolve before we consider what this moment is asking us to become and how to bring more of our own essence into the equation. Your passions are not something to view at the end of the day as you fall asleep, with no time to tend to them, or once a year on vacation. Your passions are an extension of your soul's purpose, and paying attention to them is how you create a life that feels like your own, rather than someone else's vision of how you should be living. Ooh, I should have just said that, because I got that first, but I didn't say it. That's interesting. I still think it could be your higher self too, like seeing through the eyes of the soul. A witch understands that she can't let what's urgent get in the way of what's important. Read that again. Every day, the world and your own circumstances will tug at your sleeve, demanding your attention and energy, insisting this is important and that is urgent. They will pull you away from what feels most essential to your own nature. Your job is to use your inner sight, okay, see, to detect essence. Notice what brings you alive. Make a list of the things that inspire you, and then prioritize them in your day or week. Create a boundary around them. Protect them like you would a newborn or an injured animal. Interesting that we had the, what is it? What was it? The protector? Because I do believe she was holding a lamb. Where is it? There she is. The rescuer. See how she's holding the lamb. In order for a witch to thrive, she needs to spend time with what's essential, and no one and nothing can dictate what that is except for her own soul. Don't get caught up on the fact that it says it's like a female connotation. We all have masculine and feminine essence within us. Giraffe at the bottom. This is the Oracle of Pluto. Ooh. Interesting. Slipping. What do they need to know from this deck, Spirit? Okay. Frog. And we got a frog over here. Oof. Devil at the bottom. Let's see. So 42 and 75. All right. Frog says purification. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me find page 42 really quick so I don't forget. Okay. Purification, cleansing, and grief. Just as the amphibious frog spends its time in the water, the arrival of this card is a call to get in touch with this sacred element. Take a shower or a bath, go to the ocean, visit a lake or a river, and allow the clear water to purify your soul. It may also be that you need a good cry, as the frog card also represents the journey of grief. As much as people claim they don't enjoy crying, we often feel better after we do. To cry is to purge, to release all the things we've carried inside for just a little too long. If you have been grappling with the complicated journey of grief, it may be time to let it out and embrace the literal and metaphorical cleanse. However, consider also that sadness isn't the only reason people cry. There are tears of anger, frustration, exhaustion, and even joy. Whatever you're feeling, it needs to express itself through water, one way or another. The further reflection says, consider that our bodies are about 60% water. Consider also this quote by Isaac Dinesen. The cure for anything is salt water, sweat, tears, or the sea. Beautiful. With the devil here at the bottom of the deck, I find that interesting. So let's see that. Addiction, abuse, aggression, and control. Yikes. Just like a few others in the deck, the devil is a special card, representing more of a mystical creature or concept. Oh, sorry, mythical, not mystical. Should the devil card appear in a reading, there is something sinister at play that requires total ruthless honesty on your end. This card is a call to get real about the patterns, behaviors, or cycles you are perpetuating that are unhealthy. This, in a way, is the very essence of shadow work. As a byproduct of life, each of us inevitably has at least a few ways in which we tend to self-sabotage. This is the moment to name them. Is it an addiction, abuse, codependency, something else? How are you engaging in and perpetuating this pattern now? This card isn't to poke at guilt and shame, nor to trigger any traumas. It is, however, a calling out. It's highly probable that you're already aware of these behaviors and know that they do not serve you. Even if there's comfort in familiarity, continuing to sabotage yourself only holds you back from your truest potential. It may feel scary to let go, but it's time to change the narrative. What is the first step? Name it, write it down, take it. Power and control aren't always a bad thing. As humans, we often seek these things out after our power and control has been taken from us. In essence, much of the occult path surrounds regaining empowerment and controlling our impulses and unhealthy behaviors to evolve and grow into better, healthier, more capable people. Pluto and Scorpio are both energies in astrology that deal with the matters of addiction, abuse, power, and control. So does Saturn. In evolutionary astrology, we look to all three energies in the chart to unpack long-standing trauma and the karma we're reaping. We, unfortunately, circle back to these same themes time and time again, each time learning something new. When channeled correctly, many of these unhealthy tendencies can transform into an unbreakable will and incredible power. How can you redirect this energy to better serve you? So it's interesting that it's talking about karma. And I think, I haven't really heard, or I don't really know anybody that's really sat down, I guess, and tried to explain what they think karma means. I think, in my understanding of karma, it is the ability to experience something from the other side. Like, say you were a kid, right? And somebody made fun of you. Then later on, you saw that kid being made fun of. That was that person's karma. They did something to you. So now they are able to experience what that felt like for you from the side of the receiver instead of the side of the giver. But karma doesn't always have to be a bad thing either. Okay. It's a complicated topic, but... All right, we have the Pelican and the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. Haven't used these cards for a while. This is the Mirror Visions deck. Yeah, so with the Priestess of Priorities too, it's also kind of like you get to decide how you show up. You get to decide what energy you're going to show up in any given moment with any given person. And just because somebody is perceivably treating you in a way that is cruel doesn't mean that you have to do that back to them. And a lot of times it just seems cruel in the moment too, because I don't know, we don't understand what the lesson is. And sometimes it's just cruel just for cruelty, and there really is no lesson aside from Like there's nothing that you have to change about yourself. It's kind of more like maybe it's a boundary thing, you know? Maybe it's just showing you where you need to put up better boundaries, or which I guess, in essence would be changing something about yourself. But had that not happened, you wouldn't have known. You know what I mean? So there's always a silver lining there, too. Even in the things that our human mind wants to perceive as bad or negative. I don't know. Just think about that. All right. What else do they need to know? If you look at everything as a lesson, or what can I learn from this? What is this trying to teach me? Even your anger teaches you something. It teaches you where you're allowing somebody to treat you in a way that is upsetting. It's telling you something. So try to, look into that. Understand your emotions and why. Where does that come from? Where's the root of the problem? Or the root of the emotion? And then ask yourself, where did that come from? Was that placed there by somebody else and I just accepted it as truth? Or did I cultivate this thing on my own? Or what experiences did I have that maybe formed this belief within myself? Because you're capable of changing all of that. Like, no, you can't change what someone has already done. But you can decide what needs done with yourself moving forward. I hope that makes sense. Okay. If you look at everything as a learning experience, it will help. It will help you to understand yourself. It'll help you to understand others, the world. Really understanding yourself is the major key, though. What do they need to know? Oh my goodness. Well, that was quite an explosion. This one wanted to stay in my hand. And this one is the only one that's upright. Okay, so we're not going to take these ones. We got the 9 of Swords, or the 9 of Birds. These cards are dual layered. And we got the Mender and the Queen of Chalices. So the Queen of Cups. And the Mender. What's at the bottom? Strength and the orbs. The bottom of the deck, the world under that. Yeah. The world and life on earth. Yeah, okay. So strength and the orbs were at the bottom of the deck. This is going to be a two-parter because I'm not going to quit doing this reading. So this will be part one. I feel like it's important. This reading is important to somebody. The world and life on earth. There's life on earth. And the world. Let's see. Yeah, see this bird here in the Nine of Swords. It's like trying to intimidate this boy. And then in the Nine of Birds, it's shooting. They're shooting down these birds. Almost looks like this person in the Nine of Birds could be trying to shoot the larger, like to protect their child. Like this person here is trying to shoot this very large bird that is trying to intimidate this boy. It's quite interesting the way I'm seeing that. It's air energy too, so thoughts. And then the Queen of Cups. It's very interesting, Queen of Cups. Getting some Pisces energy off of this too with the two fish here. These two fish. She does have her hand over the cup. Like she's protecting something. And this person in the Mender card is crying. They do have a lotus on their head, though. With the lily pads, too. We got the frog. Are you not speaking to yourself very kindly on the inside? What is your inner dialogue like? It's quite interesting. Let's take a look. What are we at? 46. All right. I might just be able to read the 9 of Swords, and then I might have to make part 2 here. All right, the 9 of Swords. Fear, vulnerability, paralysis, and anxiety. The 9 of Swords and the 9 of Birds brings a moment of fear. As the child stares into the vicious mouth of the beast, the archer frantically shoots at the attacking birds. This card shows up when you have been met with something challenging and daunting. Do not let this send you into paralysis. Your vulnerability in this situation will lend a helping hand. Then we have the Queen of Cups. Intuitive, compassionate, emotionally secure, and calm. The Queen of Chalices and the Mender are compassionate and comforting. Both figures hold a delicate object between their hands. This card shows up to indicate a calm and emotionally secure figure. It is representative of a person who is emotionally intuitive and able to offer sound advice. Be gentle like the Mender, and you can heal what is broken. Yeah. Because I feel like your inner dialogue is not great right now. You gotta ask yourself, where did those thoughts come from? Like, how did they get in there in the first place? And why are you believing them? Some instances, if you're really honest with yourself, you might realize that you're believing them because they're true. In which case, that's where you need to start trying to change. All right. Yeah, fear, vulnerability, paralysis, and anxiety. Where's that coming from? Why are you afraid? Where does the anxiety come from? What triggers it? I mean, these are all questions to ask that could help you understand how these things were formed within your mind and how to overcome them. Self-compassion will help tremendously. Okay. I'm going to run out of time here in a second. So the next card is the Orbs and Strength. I have no idea what I'm going to title this reading, but I think I'm going to end it here before it gets, because I only have like 3 minutes. So I'm going to end it here quickly, and I will continue with part 2. All right, I'll see you guys there.